Hello and welcome back to the King James Bible Sunday School channel on YouTube and Rumble, and to our day-by-day devotional from the Checkbook of the Bank of Faith, authored by Charles Spurgeon. Today is July the 18th, 2025. July 18th, 2025. And the title to today's devotional by Whitaker House is, or according to Whitaker House, is Wilderness Communion. Wilderness Communion. Figured I'd check one more time. In this book, there's no publication list of like the editors. There's no statement made as to who at Whitaker House edited this volume. I would give them credit if otherwise, but yeah, it's not there. Now, before we go to our devotion, let's get our daily Bible readings in. So our first is our yearly schedule from John Butler. And today's reading is going to be the first half of Ecclesiastes, or the first 6 chapters. It's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6. So Ecclesiastes chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then on tomorrow, we'll go through the rest of Ecclesiastes, chapters 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's Ecclesiastes chapters 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then after our yearly schedule, we have a 6-month schedule. And today's reading in that is Exodus chapters 20, 21, 22, and 23. Exodus chapters 20, 21, and 22, and 23 in the Old Testament, and Matthew chapter 21, verse 23 through 40. Looks like, no, 46. And then Matthew chapter 22, verses 1 through 22. Again, in the New Testament, Matthew 21, verses 23 through 46. Matthew 22, verse 1 through 22. Again, Exodus chapters 20, 21, 22, and 23. Matthew 21, verses 23 through 46, and 22, 1 through 22. Alright, and then on tomorrow will be Exodus 24, 25, 26, and 27. Matthew chapter 22, verses 23 through 46. And then Matthew 23, verses 1 through 33. Again, Exodus 24, 25, 26, and 27. And I'm not repeating yesterday's or today's reading, but it does have Matthew 22, verses 23 through 46, and then Matthew 23, verses 1 through 33. That mixes it up a little bit. Let's see here. There doesn't seem an easy way in this because everything's about 20 or so verses to get back to chapter by chapter, unless you had started that way. You were just reading through the whole chapters. Probably reading ahead of where we're at. But anyway, after that was the 6-month reading. Now our 3 months for the New Testament. Going through the New Testament twice. We're doing the first part of John today. John chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. John chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The Gospel of John. First 5 chapters. And then tomorrow will be John chapters 6, 7, and 8. John 6, 7, and 8. At this rate, we'll be done with John just in a few days. Looks like next Tuesday, the 22nd. So, All right. Like I said, 2 times through the New Testament for that reading there. Now, the next thing we have that we are doing is 3 months rather, in the book of Psalms. And I'll read you the psalm and then recommend that you read it yourself a few times and double check. And today's psalm is Psalm 129. Psalm 129. Yes, Psalm 129. A song of degrees. Many a time have they afflicted me from my youth, may Israel now say. Many a time have they afflicted me from my youth, yet they prevailed not against me. The plowers plowed upon my back, they made long their furrows. The Lord is righteous, he hath cut asunder the cords of the wicked. Let them all be confounded that turned back and turn back that hate Zion. Let them be as the grass upon the housetops, which withereth afore it groweth up, wherewith the mower filleth not his hand, nor he that bindeth sheaves his bosom. Neither do they which go by say, The blessing of the Lord be upon you. We bless you in the name of the Lord. Alright, that's the psalm for today. And again, I recommend you're reading it again a few times. If I put a number on it, I say at least 2 more times to really get through it well and see, the context, basically context of what it's saying. And if you want to do more of a study on it, from something like the Treasury of David, which often will give you that context of when David may have written it. It does just say a song of degrees. It doesn't necessarily say it's David's, but nevertheless, a good commentary on the Psalms often will give you the setting of it and tell you who wrote it or about when it was written, something like that. At least what is believed about it from commentators. Okay, and that's a helpful thing, even if it's possibly incorrect. I say it's helpful even if it's possibly incorrect because sometimes it puts it into a context that helps the understanding. Even if they're not, I said incorrect, and maybe it's more uh, not not that it's incorrect, but it's speculative and we're not certain. You know, it still may give you a context. So you might even find a couple different commentaries that'll put it in two or three different places. And the point is that those people have seen something about it and said it seems to fit this kind of context, and therefore the context is helpful to the understanding. Um, and then again, if you find a couple of different people that are saying different things about where it's coming from, there may be a contrast in there that you might not otherwise see too, and you'll look at it. I'm not rambling, but you look at the context uh, idea a couple of different ways, and like I said, there's a contrast that otherwise you might not see or you might not think about. Or it might take you longer to think about, or you might think about it right away, and so other people may be the slow ones. Who knows? Anyway, today's devotional is from Hosea, or OC, chapter 2, verse 14. Hosea, chapter 2, verse 14. I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. The goodness of God sees us allured by sin, and it resolves to try upon us the more powerful allurements of love. Do we not remember when the lover of our souls first cast a spell upon us and charmed us away with the fascinations of the world? From the fascinations of the world, rather. He will do this again and again whenever he sees us likely to be ensnared by evil. He promises to draw us apart, for there he can best deal with us. And this separated place is not to be a paradise, but a wilderness, since in such a place there will be nothing to take off our attention from our God. In the deserts of affliction, the presence of the Lord becomes everything to us, and we prize his company beyond any value which we set upon it when we sat under our own vine and fig tree in the society of our fellows. Solitude and affliction bring more to themselves and to their heavenly Father than any other means. When thus allured and secluded, the Lord has choice things to say to us for our comfort. He speaks to our heart, as the original has it. Oh, that at this time we may have this promise explained in our experience. Allured by love, separated by trial, and comforted by the Spirit of truth, we may know, or may we know, the Lord and sing for joy. Sorry, I kind of butchered that last part there, but that is the reading today. And speak comfortably unto her. Now, I'll just sit in my place. Sorry. Of course, I want to encourage you to meditate on the things of God. There, the thought that comes to me right there is, well, the first part is the manner of his alluring us in the direction that he's going. And the thing is that we too often are like, no, just come in here. We don't want to go over to the place, the wilderness that you say we need to go to. But that's where he speaks those comfortable things to us. And that's where he speaks to the heart and really gives us what we need, is in that place where he calls us to. And if you don't go to that place, you're not going to hear what he has to say. So I want to encourage you to do that. Not just to feel the attraction and know where he's calling you to. If you stop short of that, the thought occurred to my mind while I was reading, just this weird thing that, we've all, I'm sure, had these experiences where a child or your spouse, separates themselves, goes to their room, goes to a room apart, shuts the door, and separates himself from, the outside influences. And that's the picture that just came into my mind. And it's like we shut our door and get ourselves apart into our little place, and he's knocking at the door and saying, "Come on out. I want to talk to you. Come on out here. Not just talk through the door. No, no, no. Come out. I want to talk to you out here. I have something to show you. It's over here. That's the picture that came in my mind, and you do with that what you will, and hopefully you're encouraged. And we'll see you again tomorrow for another day by day devotional. Bye.